Imagine the ground beneath your feet turning to liquid. A roar like 1,000 volcanoes erupting at once drowns out everything. You look up and the moon, our silent companion for all of human history, is a monstrous, scarred harbinger of doom. It's so close you can see the dust stirring on its ancient craters. The very air crackles with a strange energy. This isn't the end, not quite. To understand how humanity arrived at its final terrifying moments, we have to go back 1 year, to the day the nightmare began. It all starts with a ghost, a phantom in the dark of space. No one sees it, but scientists would later speculate that a rogue planet, thrown from its own star system billions of years ago, passed just close enough to give our moon a catastrophic nudge. Just like that, its stable, predictable orbit is gone. It is now on a collision course with Earth. For the first few months, you wouldn't even notice. The changes are tiny, hidden in scientific data and the charts of astronomers. But then, people start to feel it. The tides are the first obvious clue. High tides just creep a little higher up the beaches and low tides pull back a little further. Fishermen notice the currents feel wrong, stronger, and unpredictable. By the 300-day mark, the moon has crept to only 250,000 kilometers away, and the effects are impossible to ignore. Coastal cities that have stood for centuries experience nuisance flooding every single day with no storm in sight. Seawalls in places like Miami, Venice, and Jakarta are breached during every full moon, sending salt water pouring into the streets. But this is just a warm-up. The moon is the guardian of our planet's stability. It's what holds Earth's tilt at a steady 23.5 degrees, giving us our seasons. As the moon's orbit decays, Earth begins to wobble. Climate patterns go haywire. Blizzards hit in late spring. Brutal heat waves scorch regions that are usually mild. Animals who live by ancient rhythms are completely lost. Birds migrate at the wrong times, and nocturnal predators are seen hunting at dusk. Confused by the ever-brightening nights, the whole world just feels off. A quiet global anxiety starts to sink in. Half a year out, and catastrophe is now a word you hear every day. The moon's gravitational pull isn't a gentle tug anymore. It's a malevolent force, constantly clawing at our planet. It's not just pulling on the oceans now. It's pulling on the very rock beneath our feet. The Earth's crust, that thin, brittle shell we live on, begins to groan under the strain. Fault lines that have been silent for millennia wake up. Earthquakes are no longer news. They are a daily, global reality. The Pacific Ring of Fire, home to 75% of the world's volcanoes, becomes a terrifying light show. One by one, mountains of fire explode, spewing so much ash and gas into the atmosphere that they turn the skies a sickly orange and sunsets a deep blood red. The tides are no longer a coastal problem, they are geological events. Tidal waves, hundreds of feet high, scour the coastlines, not as a single disaster, but as a relentless daily attack. They don't just flood cities anymore, they wipe them from the map, leaving behind nothing but a saltwater wasteland. Panicked authorities try to organize massive evacuations inland, but it's a logistical nightmare. Billions of people are on the move, fleeing the convulsing coasts and the erupting mountains. Society as we know it begins to crumble. There's no economy anymore, only survival. With just weeks to go, the destruction enters a new, terrifying, and strangely beautiful phase. The moon has now drifted inside something called the Roche limit. This is a critical line in the sky, the point where Earth's gravity pulling on the moon is stronger than the moon's own gravity holding itself together. Our companion begins to die. From the surface of a trembling Earth, it's an unbelievable sight. Great cracks spread across the face of the moon, widening into immense canyons. Chunks of it, some the size of mountains, others as big as cities, begin to shear off, breaking away from the main body. For a little while, they hang in the sky next to their fractured parent, a macabre celestial family. Then these pieces are pulled into a new orbit, forming a spectacular, deadly ring around the Earth. It's a vision of terrible beauty, a shimmering band of silver and gray stretching from horizon to horizon, a sight no human was ever meant to see. But this isn't a peaceful ring like Saturn's. It's a grinder. The debris inside it constantly smashes together, breaking into smaller and smaller pieces, creating a lethal barrier of rock and dust around our planet. Any last hope of escape is gone. We are trapped. The moon now takes up a massive piece of the sky. It doesn't even look like a sphere anymore. It's a shattered, distorted wreck, a grotesque parody of its former self. The core that's left, still thousands of kilometers wide, looms so large you can see its mountains and valleys with your own eyes. The ring of debris, once a thing of terrible awe, begins its final attack. At first it's just the small stuff, dust and gravel, burning up in the atmosphere in a perpetual planet-wide meteor shower. But then the bigger fragments start to fall. Rocks the size of cars, then buildings, then entire city blocks rain down from the sky. Each impact is a massive explosion, creating a constant rolling thunder that shakes you to your very core. On this final day, the surface of the Earth is an artillery range for the heavens. There is no safe place. Hiding underground does little to save you from the relentless seismic shocks. For anyone left to see the final hours, the sky is nothing but fire and terror. And then, the main remnant of the moon, the monstrous heart of what was once our steadfast companion, begins its final descent. There are no words to truly describe what happens next. The energy released is simply incomprehensible, dwarfing the power of every nuclear weapon on Earth combined by millions of times over. It is an extinction event that makes the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs look like a firecracker. The collision doesn't just dig a crater, it creates a new ocean of molten rock. The force is so great the Earth's crust is peeled back like the rind of an orange, and a wave of pure energy and vaporized rock radiates out from the impact zone at hypersonic speed. It incinerates everything. The atmosphere is seared away and the oceans flash boil into space. A shockwave rips not just across the surface but straight through the planet's core. On the exact opposite side of the Earth, the ground itself tears open, unleashing a planetary-scale volcanic eruption. For a moment, the Earth is no longer a solid sphere. It's a quivering, molten ball of liquid rock. Humanity is gone. In an instant, all complex life has been extinguished. But the story of planet Earth isn't over. The immense energy from the collision has hit the reset button, turning the entire surface into a magma ocean, just like it was over 4 billion years ago. Over thousands and thousands of years, this molten world will slowly cool. The debris ring, our moon's tombstone, will continue to orbit. Much of this material will rain down over millennia, but some of it may begin to clump together, pulled by gravity. In a final cosmic irony, the very debris of our destroyed moon could plant the seeds for a new, much smaller one to form from the ashes. The collision would also send Earth's axis into a chaotic, unpredictable tumble, meaning that if life ever did reemerge, it would face a world of unimaginably violent and extreme seasons. What was once a vibrant blue marble, a cradle for life, would be left a scarred, sterile, and lonely monument to a cosmic catastrophe. It would be a silent testament to the day our constant companion, the moon, finally came home. The scenario we've just explored is a work of scientific speculation, a journey into one of the most extreme disasters the universe could throw at us. It really shows you the delicate gravitational dance that makes life on Earth possible. If you want to keep exploring these mind-bending cosmic questions, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell for more what-ifs.